Good afternoon. For the floor that see me, this is Chris Robinson with your Traders Exclusive comment this week, the last week of the month, where we'll get a fresh start moving forward in October next time I talk to you. Let's look back very quickly at what's going on, the biggest movers that we've been talking about. Number one, you got to talk about cattle. I talked about cattle last week. The cattle on feed report was negative. We were had a really good rally. The number came out negative, and lo and behold, the funds who are all long, now they're long and wrong. And for the last 2 days, we've had sell pressure. We had a gap lower on the charts. As I'm sitting here talking to you today, Wednesday, we've had a little bit of a rebound, but the area I'd watch in December, live cattle, is where that gap is. So that gap, is it a target for the bulls? Is it a new area for the bears to sell? You've got to be cognizant of that. But I can't stress it enough. Last week's cattle on feed, that was a perfect setup for a market move. Hopefully you would taken some sort of position going in that report. If you're a producer, hopefully you took protection to protect yourself against lower prices. That's number one. So there's still potential for lower prices in cattle. Moving forward, I would make sure that I've got downside protection if I'm a producer. Switching over to the grains very quickly. This Friday, we have a small grains report. At the end of the day, it's going to be more supply and demand and yield numbers. That could move the market. Last week, I talked about November soybeans, how back this summer we had a good rally. Then we dropped $1.26. Last week, we had a halfway back trade. That 985, 984 level was a big area. A lot of people stepped in there and sold it. We had a sell-off. It looked like we were going to take out 950. We've since held support there. Friday's report, I'd be watching the 950 level carefully. That's a very key area of support. And now the managed funds actually have a small long bet. So they're betting on higher prices for soybeans. I look at that. That's a great level. And soybeans have been very volatile. And volatility, of course, gives you opportunity. Corn and wheat, kind of in the same boat. I would watch 350 in December corn. That's a big level. And I would watch 450 in Chicago wheat. We're 2 days away from that report. Those reports give you a great opportunity because they crystallize everything at one point in time. At 11 a.m. on Friday, if you're long or if you're short, you're going to be zeroed in on that market. And the movement that comes after it, that movement represents opportunity. So that's what we look for from a trading standpoint and from a hedging standpoint, is opportunity to catch moves. That's why I like to concentrate on those report days. That's about it. From the floor they see me, this is Chris Robinson. If you're looking for help with your hedging or your trading, look me up online.